Hello again, and welcome back to our humble blog. We're attempting here to foster community between those who are in recovery. Okay, Shadow, lie down. My dog wanted to be in the intro. Anyway, what we're doing here is creating a safe space where those who are in recovery can connect with each other, share their experience, strength, and hope, their stories. The most powerful thing that we have is our stories. With them, we can connect to others on a very deep level. And it helps us to turn every rotten, nasty thing that has happened to us into a positive, because it can be pulled out and shared with somebody so that they know that you relate to what they're going through. I've said it many times and I'll continue to say it. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's community. Together we can do what we cannot do alone, which is stay sober. So I encourage all who visit to leave their mark, either in the form of a question or a part of your story, or just what the program means to you and how you relate to it. Whatever you need to, just reach out, because I'm sure there are those that are out there that will benefit from you doing it. What we're going to talk about today is, what do you call quality recovery? And how do you gauge it? Myself personally, I gauge the quality of my recovery by my level of serenity, acceptance, happiness, gratitude. All those things, if I'm experiencing them, especially gratitude, I consider that I have quality sobriety. And it wasn't always so. I know how early sobriety throws everybody for a loop. I can remember my sponsor, Dougie, saying, you gotta have an attitude of gratitude. He was a funny old guy. And I remember about 3-4 months into my recovery, I was really struggling, really having a hard time. So I went to Doug and I said, Doug, you know what? I said, I ain't getting it. I said, I don't have a job, I'm broke. I'm not sure that recovery is for me. And all he simply said was, do you want to fix that? Well, of course I want to fix it. But I had a different attitude. I thought he was going to tell me where, like, the bank of AA was, where I could go and get a loan. Where the AA job board was, that I can go and find work. Where the AA dating service was, so I could go and get me one of them fine looking women I seen in the rooms. And that's not at all what he told me. What he told me was, Bill, when you start being grateful for what you have, what you don't have won't matter anymore. And it took me a long time to really understand what he meant. But he's right. When you become grateful for what you have, you lose the want, the desire, because you'll realize that Creator always gives you enough when you're grateful for it. Now, there's a lot of time in the program has nothing to do with quality of sobriety. I'm a firm believer in the one that has the most sobriety or recovery is the one that got up earliest this morning. Because this is a one day at a time thing. You cannot do anything about yesterday but sit and bemoan. And you cannot do anything about tomorrow except worry, manipulate, and plan. But if you center in today and deal with today, the quality of your recovery will improve. The level of acceptance of what is happening in your life also has a large part to play in quality sobriety. Now you've seen guys, or I've seen guys that have been in these rooms of recovery a lot longer than I have, and I honestly wouldn't give you a plug nickel for their sobriety. They're mean, they're unhappy, they're bullies, they try to tell you exactly how to do your program. They got nothing I want. But I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for them because they do it so I don't have to. I remember telling Doug about these guys, and he said, you know what, Bill, be grateful for them and pray for them. They're stuck in misery so that you can see what you don't want to be. They need help, but they can't get it. But they're doing you some good if you'll let them. And it's true. They're great examples of what I don't want to be, but I pray for them. You're allowed to have whatever kind of sobriety you want. You can either have the happy, joyous, and free kind. You can have the, I guess it's okay kind. You can have the, I really don't like this kind. And, you know, suffering is not mandatory. Pain is mandatory. Suffering is optional. If you deal with the pain, you get past it. And again, an indication of what your sobriety or your recovery is. Is it quality? Everybody has their own idea of what they want in life. And everybody has their own idea of how they're doing. Check it out with other people. Because as addicts and alcoholics, our thinking isn't all that great. Our thinking got us exactly where we are. So check it out with others. Go and find those that are going out and doing things and having fun, and stick with them. Ask them how they got to be where they are. They'll gladly tell you. And finally, you can gauge your quality of your sobriety by the level of service that you do. Are you going and trying to help people, especially the newcomers? Are you there for them? Are you helping at the group level? Are you answering the phones when phone monitoring comes up? Your happiness will grow along with your level of service. It gives you a feeling of self-satisfaction, a feeling of purpose to do good for other people. So, you choose. You get to choose what kind of recovery you want to have. But I want to leave you with this. For all the manipulating and maneuvering you can do, this is the easier, softer way. I want to thank you all for taking the time to come and visit us here and listen to what we have to say. Again, I'd like to encourage you to leave your mark, whatever that may be. And it is my deepest wish that we walk hand in hand together with each other and with our higher power down the rocky road of recovery. Shalom.